What up? And welcome back to another episode of Gritty Knows Best, baby. That's right. Joining me tonight, some people call him Attempted Murder Mo. Some people call him Chromo. Some people call him the little Momo that could. The crows are everywhere. They're on top of buildings. They're on telephone poles, mailboxes, because he is here. He is none other than Mo.
What's up? What's going on, everybody? Another week.
That's right. I messed up a little bit in the beginning there with a little sound bite. What else is new? I was doing good for a while.
You was.
I wasn't mixing up the sound bites for a while. You know who the fuck this is. It's H Slim. It's Gurfy. It's Gwiffy. Everybody's favorite little pumpkin slut. Listen, tonight. What?
Pumpkin slut?
That's right. You heard what the fuck I just
Is that
said?
something somebody's calling you now?
That's what people call me. That's what I call myself.
I don't think anybody's calling you pumpkin slut.
People do.
People call you a pumpkin slut.
I'll prove it, yes. Tonight,
You need to prove
we are
this.
going to be talking about some Halloween movies that we recently just watched.
Let's
Hocus
go.
Pocus 2 and Cheer or Die. I've been waiting for that a whole year. So we're going to be talking about that. We got some current events. But before any of that, I have another installment of Tales from the Elevator for everybody. Whoa. That's right. If you are a loyal listener of the show, you know that we got some stories on here from my elevator on the catalog. Go back and listen to them if you haven't. But you know my elevator is a crazy place. My building, my neighborhood is a crazy place. Got some interesting stories. And tonight, we're going to add another one.
Best building in the United States.
Huh?
Hands
It
down.
is. It's the best building in the
United
U.S.
States.
It's amazing. So here's what happened. Check this out. You're not going to want to miss this. Mo's been waiting a week to hear this.
I really was.
So, about a week ago, I miss the elevator when I get in the building from food shopping. And I'm like, damn, because there's only one working at the time. The other one was stuck on my floor. So now I got to wait 5 minutes. And obviously, people are piling up, waiting for the elevator. So we finally get in. Woman gets in. A guy gets in with his little brother. And 3 guys come in behind us. Right when the door is about to shut, this chubby dude runs in the elevator, right? And I'm like, oh, I'm reliving my fear of when the last time I got stuck in the elevator.
Chubby people.
No, not that one. Not that one. I don't have one. I don't have one.
You sure?
Yes,
Okay.
no, that's definitely not true. I'm not afraid of
I've
chubby
noticed that
people.
none of us are really overweight in your friend group.
I'm not even, let's not even go there right now. You're taking away from the story. Listen. So the chubby kid goes in, and I'm like, damn, if I don't want to get stuck in this elevator because it's packed right now, right? So he comes in, and he starts talking to the dude next to me. We'll call him Sunglasses. And he's like, yo, what's up? Like, I got you now. Like, what's up? Like, I'm in front of your face. What you gonna do? And he's smiling, though. So I'm thinking, like, oh, he's fucking around. Like, same way I would fuck around with Dre, or, we would act like we're gonna fight, and we actually don't, and we just play fight. But I notice Sunglasses and his friends, his 2 buddies, are not smiling. So I was like, oh, he's not. This is probably not a joke. So then chubby guy's like, yeah, you want to be pulling guns out on guys and shit. You want to be kicking people out of your apartment, pulling guns out and shit. He's like, what's up? I got my thing on me right now. Like, I got some stuff on me right now. And he's pointing down at his waist. So he's looking down at his waist, and I'm looking down. I'm like, oh boy. He's like, yeah, I got my knife on me. Like, what's good? And, we're all packed in this elevator now. So I'm like, oh, God. So he's going back and forth with the guy. And, well, really, Sunglasses is kind of just taking this in from what I remember. He's not really responding. But the chubby guy's like, yeah, so what's up? We're going to, like, let's do this, blah, blah, blah. And we get to the ladies' floor. We're about to get to the ladies' floor. Sunglasses is like, you know what? Why don't we get off at this floor right now? And let's do it. Let's scrap right now. Sunglasses is like, not Sunglasses. The chubby guy is like, nah, because you got your boys with you and you're going to jump me, this and that, blah, blah, blah. So I have to get out to let the lady out of the elevator. Now, here's where it's like a choose your own adventures book from Goosebumps. I could have either, made my way up the stairs and avoided this, or I could have stayed in the elevator. I think we all know what I did. I said, we gotta see what happens here. So we get back in, and there's still some talk back and forth, but it's mostly the chubby guy that's doing the talking. Okay, he's doing a lot of talking. Let's go downstairs. We're gonna go downstairs in 20 minutes. We're gonna shoot the fair one. I'm like, 20 minutes? The guy's offering you to fight you right now. You know what I mean? Like, if you're gonna get jumped, you're gonna get jumped in 20 minutes
Right
too.
there.
Right?
Right
You know
there.
what I'm saying?
If you're gonna get jumped, they're gonna fuck you right
Well,
there.
I'm saying, let's say you're worried about him jumping. He's probably gonna jump you in 20 minutes when you go downstairs. You know what I mean? He's not like whatever. So anyway, your thing is messing up your mic.
My bad.
So then we get to the next floor with the guy and his little brother. They get out. So now it's just me and the 4 guys. And this is where it gets good. So Glasses, it's pretty quiet as of right now until Glasses looks at me and he goes, "Yo, what floor are you getting off at?" I say, 16. He goes, 16? Sorry. Pow! And knocks the chubby guy right in the face. Just bang! I was like, whoa! And then the beat down commenced. Pow! Bang! Boom! It was like, I saw the Batman bubbles coming out of the guy's body. Just bang! Boom! Pow! Bang! I mean, the chubby guy didn't even have a chance. After the first shot, I didn't even see the first shot. I don't even remember the first shot. All I heard was just pow! And then the chubby guy was kind of like scrunched up. He wasn't like on the ground. He was just kind of bent over, just taking shots. He was getting nailed by Sunglasses. Just pow, bang, at least 7 to 8 shots. And I mean, 7 to 8 shots doesn't sound like a lot, but let me tell you, it was a good, it was a good amount of time that went by that he was getting his ass beat. Okay, I mean, just right in the corner, just getting fucking railed. And what I thought was very nice was, he apologized beforehand for the scene, which, I mean, don't apologize to me. I'm not getting my ass beat, But one of his friends, after he socked the guy, one of his friends stepped in front of me to, like, guard me from whatever was about to happen. I guess because I didn't really care. Like, my only concern was, like, when we were going up, like, damn, I hope nobody pulls out a knife or a gun, because then it's like, what are you gonna do? That's gonna get hairy. But once he socked the guy in the face and he was just beating him down in the side, like in the corner, I'm like, oh, it's not gonna spill over here because it's over. Like, you could tell the fight was over after 2 shots. So I was just watching this in shock. I was just like, whoa! Like, I've seen plenty of people get beat up, but just the surprise of just a sorry, it's just like, sorry, bang, like just out of nowhere. So I'm watching this dude just get railed in the corner, and the guy, one of his friends, like, guarded my body, like he stepped in front of me to, I guess, guard me from whatever was going down. And I was like, you know what? These are some nice guys. That he didn't have to do that. He could have stayed wherever he was at. He didn't have to step in front of me. That was a cool move. So then we get to their floor. They get out. Chubby guy, the only reason he's standing is because there's a wall there. He's leaning on the wall. And they just, they get out pretty quickly. And I'm like, do I want to be in an elevator with this guy? Nah, I'm not that far from my floor. So I get out, and I'm just watching these dudes walk away in shock. Like, my jaw is on the floor. I was just like, wow. I get my bags. Like, I just came from grocery shopping, so I got a bunch of snacks. If the beatdown would have went any longer, I would have offered the rest of the 2 guys some popcorn or whatever, like some chips, whatever I had in my bag. Because, I mean, it was a show, man. So we get out the elevator. I look at them. They say something to me. I don't remember what it was, but I wish I would have been like, hey, thanks a lot for shielding me, and thanks for the show. That shit was pretty wild. So I just make my way upstairs because I don't know what's in that guy's mind. If he said he got something on, I don't know if he's gonna pull out a gun. I don't know what he's thinking.
You gotta protect me.
Yeah. So I'm just like, I'm gonna get up out of here. I ain't that far. So I walk upstairs, and that was it. That was the story. It was one of the wildest things I've seen. Like I said, I've seen people get beat down bad. I've seen all kind of shit. But it was just the surprise element of that was the best. You just can't beat it. Wild. That's my elevator. You never know what you're going to get. You might see a beatdown. You might get a blowjob. You may run into your favorite horror movie character because, we all heard the Jigsaw story. I thought I was going to get stabbed. I thought I was going to get put in a trap that day. That was like 2 episodes ago if you didn't hear that story. So there you go. There's another Tales from the Elevator. Wow.
The gift that keeps on giving.
What floor you going to? Sorry. Pow! I was like, whoa.
That is awesome.
Whoa. But listen, you can't be like, I mean, the guy was talking shit the whole time. It's
I
like, what are
mean,
you
yeah.
going to do? You know? It's not like it was a random violent attack. Then I'd be like, oh, that would be fucked up. You know, somebody just ran up on somebody out of nowhere. That's crazy. But I mean, I saw it happen from the jump. And you know what? They also didn't jump the guy. They could have. So it's like you were worried about getting jumped because like you didn't want to fight there because you worried about getting jumped and you didn't even get jumped. Like you should have done it right there. I guess. So there you go. Before we get into current events, I did want to say something. It wasn't the last episode. It was the first episode back that I said that if Justin doesn't come back in the next 6 weeks, we're going to replace him with another Progerian. Okay?
So we find another Progerian.
So he has, 4 weeks left now? Or what are we on, show 3, right?
I believe so.
So we're on show 3. So he has 4 weeks left, no? What is that? No.
What? For a month?
4 weeks.
For a week?
How many weeks does he have left? He has
How
3
many
weeks
weeks
left.
you
I gave him 6. He has 3 weeks left. Listen, you were stalling too. He has 3 weeks left. You can see my math was horrible right there.
I saw that. It was.
You weren't jumping in.
You never gave them
He
the
has
set time.
6 weeks since then, so now he has 3 weeks left. So I did want to say this. Although I said we're gonna replace him with another Progerian, we're not gonna do that. Obviously, we're not gonna do that. Like,
You sure?
yeah, we're not gonna replace him.
I was really trying.
No. We're not gonna replace him with another Progerian. I take
Maybe
that
a
back.
black one.
No, I take that back. We will be replacing him though with somebody with another type of disability, rare disability,
go.
because it's like, why are we gonna, that's old hat at this point. Let's
That's
not get
true.
another Progerian in.
No,
That's like, we already
you're right.
did that. That's been there, been done. There's only like 6 of them. So,
We need somebody with AIDS.
well, I don't know about, that's not that, is it that rare? I'm talking about, we need something
I mean,
rare.
do you know anybody with AIDS?
I don't think so.
I don't know anybody with AIDS.
I think I used to. But anyway,
We need somebody.
that's not rare though. A lot of people
Cancer?
have AIDS. I'm talking about it's not rare at all. Happy Breast Cancer Awareness
Isn't there
Month. Also, by
rare
the way.
brands of cancer though?
Maybe,
Ain't no-
I'm talking about a rare condition like maybe
like what?
conjoined twins. That's what
that's
we
cool.
need. If Justin doesn't come back in the next 3 weeks, we're gonna be looking for some conjoined twins, a 2-for-1,
Let's go.
boom, or maybe some other type of disability that is very rare, like maybe somebody got like their heart outside of their chest or something like that, or somebody
that's
that
dope.
or somebody that is allergic to water, because I want to know about that. I want to know
Is
about
that a real
like
thing?
yeah, people are allergic to water. So like, how do you live?
No way.
Yeah, your body's like
Do they
73%
like put a
water.
needle on their body and just like?
Yeah, we have to
drink
find
it?
out. We're gonna have to find out.
Mm.
And then, so the thought came in my mind though, while I was considering what kind of disabilities or conditions, I should say, we would have. If you have sex, right, with conjoined twins, but you're only dating one of them,
I need to do that now.
is it technically a threesome?
Technically, yes.
Because really, because you are having sex with both of them, but one of them is not into it. Let's say
Is the
like,
other?
that's not
Can
your
they
girlfriend.
both feel it? That's interesting to me.
Well, I think if they both have the same vagina, then yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's where the problem comes in, because I'm wondering, like, if the other one doesn't like you, but she has to be there for the event
Hit me
because
up.
her sister.
I need some
won't.
women. I need some women who are joint twins to hit me up.
You wanna have sex
Let's
with
go.
conjoined
Let's get this
twins?
experiment. Let's get this
But
experiment.
do you think it's a
on.
3-way at that point? If
It's
the
a
other one,
three-way.
if the other one doesn't want to be there, or she
It's still a
just,
three-way.
I
It's a
say,
three-way. It may be.
I say technically yes. In my book,
Yes.
no, because the other girl's not into it. So really, if she's not into it, then I don't see it as a 3-way.
It's both consent and grape.
Huh?
Isn't that crazy?
What?
It's both consent and graping. It's crazy. That's crazy. That's just
well,
crazy.
I don't know. It's a very tricky situation. We'd have to ask
It
the
really
Joint
is.
Twins about that. So,
What's the
Justin,
laws?
we need you back. We want you back. We love you. Come back. Come back, please.
I still want the joint twins.
Well, we can get them on the show either way,
Mm.
but you never know. You
Hit
never
'em
know.
up.
So, check this out. Going to talk about some current events right now. Check out this crazy accident that happened at the Oklahoma State Fair a couple of days ago.
A teenage girl was rushed to the hospital after she was seriously injured when a phone flew off a ride and hit her in the head. Les Trent has more.
This teenager is lucky to be alive after a fun afternoon at the amusement park turned into terror. As she was waiting to get on this ride at the Oklahoma State Fair, someone accidentally drops a cell phone, and it's plummeting right at her. It hits 18-year-old Rebecca Gillespie in the head.
Did you have any idea what it was that hit you?
At first I didn't until, I looked down and I seen out of the corner of my eye the phone on the ground.
You could see the gash in her forehead and her dazed expression. The phone hit her at an estimated 45 miles per hour. It was like a missile.
There was a bystander that was a nurse who stepped in, started applying pressure.
She was rushed to the hospital.
She had a traumatic brain injury.
People love to take selfie videos as they freak out on amusement park rides. But here at Coney Island and at other parks that have high speed or rides that go upside down, they have posted signs that say, no cell phones. Never use your cell phones on rides. Not now, not ever.
Wow. How crazy was that? I mean, just a simple day at the state fair and bang, out of nowhere. Like, that sounded like some Final Destination type shit. Like one in a million type thing that happened to you. Poor girl, man. Poor girl. I mean, if you see the video, the knot on this girl's forehead is insane. Covered in blood, probably just eating some cotton candy, and then a freaking missile comes out the sky and hits you in the face.
Now the real question is, what phone was that? Was it Samsung? Was it Galaxy? Was it a Google?
Oh, if it was the Samsung and the Galaxies are like thicker, right? They're bigger. Aren't they bigger than iPhones a lot of times?
Yeah,
but don't quote me.
Shit, I haven't bought a Samsung, so
I've seen like some Galaxies that are huge, like bigger than iPhones. I'm pretty sure. So hopefully it wasn't one of them. My thing is, who's whipping out phones on rides like that? I could see if you're on like It's a Small World or something like that, but this ride is bringing you upside down in the air and then back down and then back upside down. Why would you pull out a phone on that ride, you moron? That is that is the worst the worst ride to pull a phone out on because of that. You're going upside down like 15 times. You see what happens? If that was me doing that, I would not claim that phone. Because you get your ass sued. I'm like, hey, I just dropped my phone. I think it fell on some chick's head. Like, I'm like, you know what? I'm leaving the park right there. I'm not claiming that phone. See ya. Hopefully you got a code and they can't get in and see who you are, see your pictures, see your address and everything, because there is a massive lawsuit coming for your ass. And rightfully so. Don't be pulling out phones on no extreme ride like that. I mean, if you're on some dumb little kiddie coast or something, then maybe, but come on, man. That is like a crazy ride to be pulling out a phone on.
People been doing it for years, though.
Well, they're dumb. They're dumb.
I mean, there's even commercials. I don't know if they actually use like GoPros or anything else like that, but we've seen plenty of commercials.
Well, GoPro's different, especially if you got it strapped to you.
But I'm saying, I don't know, because you've seen, like, I've seen Google commercials where people are like riding on roller coasters and they're screaming into the camera, and you don't really know.
Well, a roller coaster is a little different because you're going straight down a track. Unless you do the upside down, then it's really gonna fly up. But let's say you're going like just a straight track that goes up and down, up and down. Okay, because it's not gonna really fly out at that point. I mean, it could, but the ride that this person was on was like, the worst one to do that on.
Oh, so people have to use their own common sense.
Yeah, I mean,
then more shit like this is gonna happen. Then,
like the sign said, "Don't bring your phone on the ride." I think they have like lockers and pouches now where you can put your phone, which I would not be putting my phone or anything like that, because you're gonna walk out and your phone is gone. But this does connect with something that I read about a month ago, that Disneyland or Disney World, whatever, in Japan is apparently banning vloggers now.
Oh.
They're banning streamers. They're banning vloggers because people are going on the rides and talking through the ride, and they're like, hey, chat, check it out, blah, blah, blah. And they're annoying people, I guess, maybe with lights and stuff, and just annoying people on the rides and taking away from the Disney magic. So Japan said, you know what? you're out of here. You're vlogging, you're out of here. See
This
you
makes
later.
actually a lot of sense for Japanese people to feel like that, because their culture
A little more
you can't
respectful.
Yeah, like you can't when you're on a train in Japan. It's not polite to actually talk on your phone.
Really?
Yeah, that's
Oh,
not like they're
Lord.
very like you don't do public things like holding hands, obviously, stuff like that. Like there's just things that like are private, and if you're trying to enjoy, they care more about being in the moment and enjoying life when they're doing stuff than
And also
actually like
being
constantly.
respectful to others. Like that's how the mask
Yeah.
thing started, so they can protect other people from them if they're sick. Like that's
Yeah.
where it's big over there. So it does make a lot of sense. You're right. My thing is though, I mean, I would love it if it switched over to America for certain people. But like I said in one of the other episodes, that I'm big into Disney vloggers now. We're really only like two. I like Emily Enchanted a little bit, and I like Ordinary Adventures the most. They're the best. That's really the only ones I watch. So I would be absolutely heartbroken and devastated if Disney bans vloggers in America, and then now Ordinary Adventures can't vlog, which I don't think that will ever happen, by the way.
No,
That will
they
never
make too
happen.
much money.
Yeah, I mean,
Like
it's,
here in
it's
America.
such great promotion for Disney, too.
Yeah.
They show you that with the new merchandise. I mean, it's making me want to go.
hmm
So I don't think that's ever going to happen, but it is interesting that Japan banned it, and I don't disagree with it. I wouldn't really like, lean too much either way. I could see where both sides are coming from. If you want to let it slide or if you want to ban it, you know what I mean?
I feel like if we go to another country, if you go into another country, you really should like research, understand how the people move and think and stuff like that, so that you can match that behavior. Because yeah, we're Americans, everything else like that, but like going to another country, like me and you are wild. Like if we was to go to a certain place in another country, and we know that like one of us had the knowledge that people will be uncomfortable, we should be like respectful of that. We should be like, you know what, this is not. We can do this in any other country. We can do crazy shit like this in America, no problem. Let's not ruin other people's fun. And that's what it really came down to. The people in Japan are like, you're fucking up our fun. You're not even from here.
Right.
Like, stop it. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's really disrespectful culturally. Like, you come into my country, you have one in your country. Why are you here? Why are you disrespecting us? Like, we want to sit here. We got kids here. I'm sure they don't even have, like, we're pretty crazy in America. We don't realize that, like, our behavior would not fly in other countries.
Right.
Screaming and wilding out and just getting drunk
forget
and
it.
slurred. Like, yo, in other countries, people, you get arrested or you just get fined. Like, that's not cool in other places. Carry yourself well. So I respect that mindset that they're like, shut it down, stop that bullshit. Like, you're ruining our fun.
I could see where they're coming from. I could definitely see where they're coming from. So now you want to talk about disrespectful and inconsiderate. This is not in America. This was in Brazil. We have a new addition to the Gender Reveal Hall of Shame.
Let's go.
We hate gender reveals, especially when they're done very poorly and when they destroy everybody else around them, like that California wildfire that was started by the couple. That was
shit
like
was ridiculous.
a 20-day fire that killed a firefighter and injured many people and burned down this and that, all because they wanted to tell their family that it was a boy or it was a girl, and they used some kind of smoke bomb, and California was super dry, so boom, everything was in flames.
Ridiculous.
So we have another addition to the Hall of Stupidity. So this gender reveal,
Let's go, Brazil.
unlike most of them where you pop a balloon and green confetti or blue confetti or pink confetti, or you pop a cannon and a powder comes out or something like that, they decided to do all of that as well as dye a waterfall behind them blue to show that it was a boy. A waterfall that does not belong to them, obviously, and also a waterfall that leads to the drinking water of that town, which they were also in a freaking drought. So, hey, it's a boy, and we're just going to ruin the environment, ruin this water. And let me tell you, they posted that online. People were pissed, rightfully so. What the fuck are y'all doing? I mean, you can't get any more self-centered than that, to be messing up the planet, to be messing up your drinking water, turning it blue.
You go to jail for 20 years.
Well, they didn't get anything close to that. The Brazilian government cracked down. They did an investigation. They took samples of the water. They found out that it wasn't like wasn't harmed. The water, nothing was really wrong with the water. So I guess they check for chemicals. Hopefully whatever town the water's going to, they don't start turning fucking blue and it looks like Smurf Village over there. So they ended up fining them about, let's say, $1,900 in American money. So I think that's like 10,000. I forgot what they call it, reals. So I think it's 10,000 reals. So this is the best part though. When they got investigated and when they got caught for this, the couple was like, "Oh, we had no idea that was gonna happen. That was somebody else in the family. Like they decided to do that. We had no idea that was gonna happen." I didn't see an article where they released who the family member was, or whether it was an uncle, whether it was an aunt or cousin, but they let them take the fall for it. Like, you don't know that was gonna happen? You're in charge of the gender reveal. It's your baby. You didn't know that they were going to dye the waterfall blue?
No, the article didn't cover it.
You're lying, bruh.
The cops already knew they were lying. They were like,
you're lying, bruh.
Yeah.
The fuck out of here.
Now you know you're retarded.
What they really did was, instead of showing the world what gender their baby was, they showed the world how absolutely stupid they are.
Now you know you're retarded.
Some of the stupidest people on the planet. I mean, how self-centered can you be to do something like that? Pop a balloon, write something in the sky. Really? You should have got punished a little harder, and they really let their family member go down. I mean, listen, maybe they didn't know, but in my mind, the possibility of that being true is very far-fetched. You didn't know? You didn't know? The woman didn't know? The mother of the child didn't know what was going to happen during her own gender reveal? I think not. Fuck out of here. Listen, happy Halloween. Things are getting crazy in the streets because rainbow fentanyl is out and about. Okay? This is something that I've been hearing about for a couple weeks now. So I was initially just going to talk about rainbow fentanyl and just be like, listen, it's out there. Check your candy bags. It's getting crazy. It's fentanyl pills that are colored different kinds of colors, and they might have like funny little things on them, little shapes and pictures to make them nice and appealing for people to pop in their mouth and overdose. Because we all know fentanyl is horrible, very, very potent stuff. Do not take it. You're going to be dead. So anyway, I was originally just going to come on and talk about that. But then 2 days ago, before the show, I looked online just to brush up on what was going on. And I saw that in New York City, they just did the biggest drug bust yet, apparently. And it was 15,000 rainbow fentanyl pills from a woman's car that she put in a Lego lunchbox. 15,000 rainbow fentanyl pills were about to hit the fucking streets. And thank God they didn't. And this chick is going to be going away, way away. Happy Halloween, bitch. You're out of here. I mean, how disgusting, how horrible is this? You know, to make them more appealing, who knows if you got one laying around, if a kid's going to be like, oh, look at this, it's a Smartie. Done. Kids have gotten into a lot of things over the years.
Let's not make it colorful and friendly for them.
So yeah, check your candy bags. Make sure you ain't nobody taking candy from no strangers. This is definitely not the year to be taking candy from strangers, kids. Okay? Because you might OD. All right? I mean, wow. Horrible. Horrible. I can't believe it. Also, not the year for something else. This may not be the year to dress up as Jeffrey Dahmer. We all know that the Dahmer Netflix is...
You're lying.
Why am I lying? No, I'll tell you why. This is the year of Jeffrey Dahmer. Everybody's watching the show except me, because why would I watch that? Dre's watching it, which I was shocked about. I didn't know he was going to be such a fan. And as me, Pastor, and Mo were talking about the other day, maybe you weren't there, but there was a couple TikToks going around of women talking about how, oh my God, like, you know, I know I shouldn't feel this way, but at the end of the Jeffrey Dahmer documentary, I was sad for him. Like, I was kind of sad and I wanted to cry for him. Like, what?
Now you know you're retarded.
Huh? You sad for who? For Jeffrey Dahmer? Didn't he kill like 15 people, fry a kid's brain? You know, are you insane? So you got these weirdos out there doing this, feeling bad, crying for Jeffrey Dahmer. I know I shouldn't feel bad about that. You shouldn't at all. There should be no sympathy in your mind for Jeffrey Dahmer, okay? So it's tearing up the Netflix charts. Everybody's watching it. Everybody's loving it, maybe a little too much. And Twitter was going on about how disgusting it would be to dress up as Jeffrey Dahmer for Halloween, and how inappropriate it would be to dress up as Jeffrey Dahmer for Halloween. I wouldn't do it, and I wouldn't like it.
Is there any serial killers that are people dress up as for Halloween?
You mean that are acceptable?
No, not acceptable.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure people dress up as John Wayne
like,
Gacy and Charles Manson all the time. But you know, this is on the populace's brain right now, since this is on everybody's brain. They're saying like, listen, I've seen a few that said this is gonna be, you know, you shouldn't do this. This is disgusting. Blah blah blah. And then I've seen some of my favorites that said, if you dress up as Jeffrey Dahmer this year and I see you, I'm gonna beat your ass. My favorite was, if you dress up as Jeffrey Dahmer this year and I see you on the street, you're going to get beat up and you're going to get robbed. Okay, so if you got your little Jeffrey Dahmer glasses and your little stupid shirt, you might want to put it down, because if you go to the wrong neighborhood, you might get your ass beat, you might get stripped, because some people ain't playing.
What's fascinating to me is that like people are like associating. There's an actor. The actor is famous. Obviously, he's a good-looking guy.
We're talking about Evan Peters, who is the man, by the way. I've never seen him fail. I've never seen him do anything whack.
Yes,
I liked him since what's that movie? I just have to say it because I know a lot. I'll Never Back Down. I think he was in that movie. He was good in that. Good.
But a lot of people, I feel like it's more of association with the actor than the actual story, and people are like attracted to the actor so much so that there's this weird thing, like they're just naming the character of the show when it's really just exception interest with the actor. Because
well, I mean, look at Richard Ramirez. He had women writing him letters and, you know, showing their titties to him, and Jeffrey Dahmer was also getting letters. So I think you have a point, because Evan Peters is a good looking guy and people are making like these TikToks that are like, you know, making him look hot, like they think he's attractive. You know, they're like romanticizing him with this music in the background. That's like, oh,
I hope it's the actor part. I really do hope that is more on the turn of.
There's like one where he's like washing blood off his hands, and it's like, really? Yeah. I don't know. It's a lot different than dressing up as Michael Myers. So don't hit me like, oh, you love Michael Myers and you like Jason. It's the same thing. No, it ain't, because Laurie Strode isn't real. The Haddonfield citizens ain't real. It's pretend. Okay, it's not really happening. Jeffrey Dahmer.
My favorite killers are all real, though.
Who's your favorite killer?
Can't tell you.
Tell me who your favorite killer is. You can't just bring it up and not say
I said favorites.
Well, who's your favorite killer?
They're all mobsters.
Okay. I thought you meant like serial killers. Okay.
No.
Okay. Yeah, we don't need to talk about mobsters right now. Okay, that's a whole different genre than serial killers, I guess. You know. So there you go. It may not be the best time to dress up as Jeffrey Dahmer, because you might get the glasses slapped off your face. And if you're a little kid, you might get your candy bag taken and your parents get their ass beat. You don't know. So beware. Now, I think that's all the current events we got for you. Let's get into these movie reviews.
Let's go.
Mo and I have seen Hocus Pocus 2 and Bring It On, Cheer or Die, baby, which I've been waiting a year for. A whole year. Ugh. I can't wait to talk about it. Let's talk about Hocus Pocus 2 first. Let's talk about that.
Okay.
You tell me what you thought about Hocus Pocus 2.
So, which would be weird if anybody who's mostly our audience haven't seen the 1993 Hocus Pocus 1 from Disney. Hocus Pocus 2 I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the idea. Like, I love the backstory. They never gave us one in the first one, and I didn't
in the beginning
really think. Yeah, and they not necessarily didn't need to give us on the second one.
No.
But what they did, and it played out later on, and I'll get to that point later, is that they set up something bigger for that universe, and that was really cool to me. And I see Disney is taking a lot of their IPs and extending some of them and making.
You think this was leading to something more?
Yes, it definitely was.
All right, we'll get into that a little bit after your review. We'll touch on that.
Yeah, so I really enjoyed the Hocus Pocus movie. The beginning of it, you know, I like the whole joke with the version saying like, no, yeah,
that was funny. Joke, yeah, I didn't think they were going to touch on that. I didn't think they were going to even mention the virgin thing because you know it's like a different time. It's not the '90s kids movie. So
yeah, I thought they would just skip right past it, and I love how he handled that. So that was really interesting. The characters. It was what was interesting about it was that threw me off because I didn't really understand how they really came back.
Well, they came back with the candle. What do you mean?
But in the first movie, it established that was one of the things that was weird to me because in the first one, it established like if the sunrise happens, that they're gone forever, like their souls are gone. Like the sun kills them, they're gone. You can't bring them back. Because in the first movie, I believe they put themselves in like turn themselves to statues or something, so that they can remain on Earth for the 500 years or whatever, how many ever years, 300 years, whatever it was, so that they could come back. They die in the first one. They smoke. So, and they already kept saying in the first movie, like, oh, well, we're like, if the sun comes up, we're gone. We can't come back. There's no reviving.
I don't know. Listen, I'll tell you when I get to my review. I'm just gonna say now I haven't seen the first one in a while, so I don't remember what you're speaking about.
Yeah, and
I went into this pretty fresh. So go ahead.
So it was just that one story point, but the main actresses, they were fantastic. They did a great job. I love that they were the ones. Yes, they killed the whole role. I like how they added their adult content. I feel like Disney for a lot of their
adult content
for like their movies and their content, Disney content right now is being aware of its maturity and it's slowly getting to a mature audience.
Well, they know that there's tons of Disney adults. I mean, that's who's watching these fucking vlogs and who's making them. So
yes, exactly. And this is an oldie, and you know we would want something a little bit more for us. But I think they did a great job on the writing, other than that one plot point for me.
Which the one you just spoke of.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was the main big one that was confusing to me from a writing standpoint. But
let me tell you, there's not many plot points that I notice. Like usually I'm just like, whatever. Like I won't even notice most. Like people like me that just watch the movie, they don't really think about it too much. I guess it has to be blatant. Like it has to be like something like super obvious. That I'll be like, really? Like, I don't even, but yeah, plot holes don't, I'm surprised not surprised, but it's interesting that you picked up on that because I didn't notice anything off about how they came back. I just didn't even think about it. So if there is something, if you guys know anything, let us know on the YouTube channel, put in the comment section if Mo's wrong, you know, if he's misled about something because I really don't know what I don't know what he's talking about.
There was a detail I just visually didn't see and y'all saw because that happens a lot too.
I don't remember. I remember something about the black flame candle in the first one though, right?
Yeah.
So that's what I just assumed. I thought you just light the candle. So maybe we're missing something. I don't know. It's okay.
Nah.
Continue.
So I loved how they used the townspeople and the fans and Salem to like just go around and have all these interaction and being that all these, you know, you would be a fan, right? In reality, like, so they played on that part and gave us
the
this
costume
humorous
contest.
Yeah, you know, they gave us this really funny takes with the women, and they're like, yeah, all these fans, you know, it was it was the one when they were in the Walgreens, and they were like, yeah, that was one of my favorite scenes.
Oh, and the kids stopped them like, oh my god, sisters.
And they were like, yeah, we're gonna still kill you, you know, even though you're fans. And I thought that was funny. Like, I was like, the blatantly, like, these witches are obviously trying to kill people, and they're like not playing around with it. And they constantly,
and everybody loves them anyway.
And everybody loves them, and they genuinely want to kill everybody. That was just so funny to me. The idea that somebody would bring somebody back to life because they're fantasizing on.
I thought that was one of my favorite parts. Was that he tricked them into bringing them back?
Yeah,
that the magician tricked him into bringing them back. I thought that was
because he thought they were misunderstood. You know, because he knew they were real, but in his head, he's fantasizing about what they really are, not understanding what they really are as people.
And I'm just like, that was so dumb to do. I was like yelling at you, like, "Are you serious? Did you hear that they eat children and all this stuff?
It's
Like,
just
what
like the
the
Jeffrey
hell?
Dahmer thing.
That's what
it's
was
just like that.
Exactly. That's what was coming in
It's
my mind.
just
I'm like,
like
oh my God, I love them.
So I thought that was really cool, and how they just and through the whole movie they kept bitching him. They're like, "Yeah, if this hourglass,
Yeah, go do this, go do that."
Yeah,
And he
you were like a
slowly
Batman for the rest of
quickly realizes he made a massive mistake.
massive.
Yeah, I
He was
thought
about
that
to
cool,
die
too.
right there. They're
I
like,
thought
"Yeah,
that was
just,
cool.
we'll just kill you." And that was another aspect of those characters that I really like. That they were just more blatant. And even though it was a Disney movie, I miss that about Disney movies. That like they'll have the little funny music and all that shit. But they were what if you listen to characters often they're writing, you'll notice that like some of this shit should not be laughed at. You're like, oh, they're really about to kill you. But they did it. They just combined those two, funny and hilarious, and kept to the characters. Seriously kept to the characters and who they are, and it's like throughout the movie. And I really appreciated that. I was like, yeah, they kept to the writing of these characters. They didn't change up too much. I thought the cross-dressing thing was cool. How they handled that was pretty entertaining. How they lost to fake people. I was like,
yeah, you would think that they would win automatically. And it's like,
yeah,
they don't even look like them, the winners.
because no one knows actually what they look like. There's no pictures.
I
of
guess
them
so.
or
Yeah,
anything.
that's true. That's true. I didn't even think about that. Right.
You just know it's three
It's not
sisters. One
pictures.
was blind.
You have a point, because I'm like, they look exactly like them. You see what I'm saying? I didn't even think about it. I was like, don't they look exactly like them? How did they not win? I forgot there's no pictures of them. That's true.
Nah, they were just all journals. There's finishing the Billy storyline.
And Billy could talk in this one.
He could. Well,
Could he talk in the first one? Didn't he just go? Didn't he just
No,
do
I think
that?
in the first one he just.
He was just like,
yeah, because they didn't cast the
his
spell
mouth was
to move the thing. But I thought that was really funny to have Billy just be like, "It was only one kiss."
Yeah, I like how
That
they
was
added
good
to
to
the
me.
story instead of just like moving
Yeah.
forward with it. They added to the backstory, like you said.
Mm-hmm.
They added,
And they added one character from the beginning who shows up in the end, but you don't notice it unless you was paying attention.
Oh.
And that's the main witch that taught them how to be witches.
yeah. She came at the end.
Yeah, she was the bird.
What?
She's a bird. She basically, when she finds the girl, she's
Is that the end of
a
the
bird.
credits you're talking about?
Like literally towards the end of the movie.
Because there's a
flying
thing at
behind
the
same
end
thing.
after the credits. And I forgot what it was. That's not what you're talking about.
I believe this happened before that, but
I don't even
basically
remember that.
the bird. Yeah, because it was a little small thing, and I was watching it with the girls, and they were like, "Oh, that bird," and I was like, "Oh, thank you for giving me that." But like, there's a bird that is supposed to represent the woman that taught them,
The crow.
because and I believe it was a crow. It could have been a crow or raven, but it was a bird. Towards the end, and then we was watching it together, and they were like, "Yo, the bird," and I'm like, "Oh, yep, that's what Disney is doing." And that was like confirming for me. I was like, "Oh, that's where you're trying to go with this." Okay.
So what do
Make
you
your
give
money.
it? What do you if you had to rate it?
If I have to rate it, I'll give it an 8.
An A?
8.
Oh, an 8 out of 10.
Yeah.
Okay, you go on a 10 scale. Okay, that's a broad scale. I usually do a 5, but okay, 8 out of 10. That's pretty
Mhm.
good. So you liked it. Now, what do you prefer, 1 or 2? Put you on the
2.
spot. Oh, okay. You prefer 2.
2.
Any other highlights you have before I start my rant about this?
Let's see. We have
Because I'm probably gonna say the same ones you're gonna say.
the father with the candy.
Oh, he was
apple
so
thing.
good, man. The
He
mayor
was-
was one of the best characters, dude. When they had him in the garage and he was like, and he came home and he was like, what the hell is this? And he's trying to play along with them. I forgot his lines, but every time he was on screen, he stole the show.
He did.
He was awesome.
He did. Just the whole idea, and it was so relatable to me. I was like, damn, I felt that way about stuff before. Where you
And
really want
also, it's
something.
like, you're the mayor. Just go skip the line.
But that's what it was funny because
Just go get
when
it.
when he was there, that was the point, because he is the man, right? But when he first had to leave the event, he was going into the event. So when he finally got back to it, that's what he was saying. Like, you would think out of professional courtesy, she would have.
I'm saying when the event starts, you just go to the thing and say, I'm the mayor. Give me a freaking apple.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, forget it. Don't even wait in line.
I
but
think
maybe he was being
I
the
think
man of the
I think
people.
he was on the phone. That was the funny thing. He was saying on the phone. He was like, "Oh, I'm just about to get into the party," because the party was just
He's a
started.
man
So
of
I'm
the
assuming he
people.
would have did that. I'm sure he would have just did that when he got in.
Yeah.
I'm the mayor. Let me give me a fucking candy apple. But nah,
He waited
his
in
daughter,
line like everybody.
his daughter
else.
wanted to throw a party.
Yeah, I thought the mayor was great.
He-
At
he
first, I was like,
funny.
is he gonna be like a villain type thing? I was like, maybe they're gonna play it where the bloodline, trickles down to him, and then there's like a whole war. Not even close. That's not what happened. I mean, on their side, they didn't like him, and they needed his blood to do the ritual. But I thought he was gonna be some kind of bad guy. It didn't work out that way, but it turned out better than that because he was an awesome character. So yeah, good highlights to
I will
Mayor.
also say that if for those kids, I'm not going to be watching Disney Channel, regular Disney Channel, whatever. I just watch my movies at the Marvel shows. That
Oh,
come
I
on
thought you
this
said
app.
you're gonna start watching Disney Channel.
No,
Say,
but
what?
I'm saying for those young kids that still are watching it, I think that
I don't
y'all can
think
have something
that-
to look for. If you like Hocus Pocus 2, that definitely
I don't
continue
think
with
that we need to put out any messages for anybody that's still watching Disney Channel on this show.
it. Nah, that's true.
I don't think that any of them. I
Everybody's like they're 20.
really hope that nobody that's watching Disney Channel is listening to this episode right now, or any of our content at all. If you are, turn this off right now.
Turn it
You
off.
don't need to be here.
You don't
Okay.
need to be
See you
here.
later.
Jeez. You're right.
No.
Our numbers don't show your age.
No. We started like 18.
We started at 18. That's
So-
good to know.
Yeah. So I'm with you. I like this more than the first one.
Mm-hmm.
To me, I think I've expressed this on the Halloween in July episode. The first one's good, but it's not great to the point that everybody thinks it is. I don't think it's an amazing movie. The main guy, the main kid, is annoying. Number one. You can't have that. I mean, obviously, it's about the witches, but a lot of the movie revolves around him. Whatever his name is. What's his name from the first movie?
I
Zachary?
don't remember.
No, right?
That's
That's
sounds
the
about
cat.
right.
That's the cat.
No, Zachary is the cat.
Yeah.
Cat.
So whatever
And
the
I
kid's
forgot
name
yeah.
is, that he has a
Yeah.
sister and he's dating the
The
girl,
Melody.
he was annoying. And to me, every time I watched it, it just felt like a long movie. It just felt like too long of a movie. I really don't watch it that much. I'm not really a Hocus Pocus stan. I see what people love about it. It definitely captures the Halloween vibe very well, and the witches are awesome. But it was never my favorite, never on my list of movies that I have to watch every year. With that being said, this one is most likely going to be on my list of movies to watch every Halloween because to me, this one blew it out of the water. I loved it, and I was a big fan of the cast of this movie. I thought
And
the
I think that
three
was the
girls
point, right?
that they picked were great.
Mm-hmm.
The mayor was great. The boyfriend was great. Nobody in this movie annoyed me. I was not annoyed by anybody in this movie. And obviously the witches came out and they killed it. They did that number when they came out and they were singing in the freaking woods. And that's the other thing, man. It was just a funny movie. Hocus Pocus 1 was funny as well. I'm not taking any away from the humor of it, but this movie was just funny. It made me laugh the whole time. Going into the Walgreens was great where they're eating the products, the lotions and stuff. And then they have to go get brooms, and only one of them gets a broom.
Roombas.
Yeah, one gets a Roomba and one gets a Swiffer. I mean, the ladies were on their game in this one. They didn't miss a beat. Like you said,
No,
the writing was great. They did a couple of callbacks,
Yes.
a muck, and all this stuff. Did she sing the enchanting song though? No, right?
No.
That's
no,
the only thing. She didn't get to
sang,
sing that.
What song did she sung?
They sung that number on stage, but she didn't get to sing the hypnotizing song. I don't think that's the only thing I don't think they did do. You got it when the main witch said it, but you didn't get Sarah Jessica Parker, whatever. She didn't sing that, so you missed that. But I thought the cast was great because I was like, it's like revolving around like high school girls. Like, let's see how this goes. I don't know what how this is gonna be. Not saying that anything's wrong with that, but I was just like, this is going to be up in the air. I don't know what kind of... I was thinking they were going to dumb it down. I thought it was going to be like really kind of a kiddie movie is what I initially thought. And I think it was a good, well-rounded family movie. It wasn't too either way. You know what I mean? So that was my...
more like that.
Yeah, that was my only concern is that, I mean, the kids in the first one are from high school too, but I thought, different day. It's not 93. This is going to be a lot more dumbed down. But it wasn't. It wasn't... Either way, it wasn't too this way. It wasn't too dumbed down. It was a funny
didn't
movie.
insult the kids. They didn't insult
it didn't insult your
adults.
intelligence, because they know they're not stupid. They know that a lot of adults, mostly adults, really are going to be watching this. If you want to be honest, mostly adults are going to be watching Hocus Pocus
Definitely,
too.
hands down.
So that was great. The scene in the garage with the mayor was great. That the Roombas came out and they took away the salt from the spell. I thought
That
the
was good.
boyfriend was funny, and I really thought about myself when he was sitting by the bus, and he was like, and they were like doing like kind of like a heart to heart or whatever, and he was like, wait, so you're telling me that pointing out people's differences and making jokes about it is like being mean and like being rude or whatever the hell?
That
What did
was
he
a
say? It was
great
like
moment.
bullying people, and I was like, that's the way I show my love all the time. So that's supposed to be bullying. We love pointing out each other's differences and making fun of it. That's what life's about. So just the fact that he was like, I didn't know I was bullying you guys. I thought that was like a funny part of the movie.
That part was the second or maybe third part that really got a real like I lean forward type laugh. And I did think of you when I saw that scene.
Yeah, I
so
thought
was
about
glad
myself
you
immediately.
chose
I was
that.
like, that sounds like me. Like, so making fun of people is like a bad thing? That's what you're supposed to do. It means I love you. Number one, though, you want to talk about cast? Totally underrated. Should have been in the movie more. And if they make a number 3, he better be the star.
Who?
My man Glenn. One of the best parts of the movie. The vampire
musician.
kid.
The vampire.
He was
kid.
in one, he said one word, and I laughed like for like a minute about it. When they were like, when the boyfriend was like, "Hey, we're gonna throw a party tonight," and they were like, "What?" And he was like, "Yeah, everybody's coming, even Glenn." And they point and they look over to Glenn. He's like this weird kid in the vampire costume, and they're like, "Glenn." He's like, "What?" And they're like, "Oh, that's so Glenn." Glenn just got a vibe, man. I thought he was the best. I wanted him to come in at the end and do something. We need more Glenn. I'm gonna put a petition. If you make a number 3, we need a lot more Glenn. He was like my favorite character, bro, for real.
Listen, they knew
so
people
funny.
like you did not care for one in terms of the main character, and they designed the entire.
Yeah, you know
movie
what I thought
for
was
two-
weird?
for just a witch.
Is they didn't bring, well, not weird, but I thought that they would put, remember Ice and the other guy, the blonde guy, and the kid with the hat that they put in the cages at the end of one.
Oh,
I was like,
yes.
please bring them back somehow for a second. Like just how they did with Glenn. Like, just give me a second to see what they're up to. They probably died, I guess. But I was like hoping that they somehow survived, and you know, by the time they got there when they were renovating or something, they turned it into the magic shop. I don't know, maybe they'd still be alive. I was hoping you'd see them passing in the fair or something and, you know, doing something stupid, but you ended up never getting that. What I really liked about the movie, to wrap up my review, is it focused a lot on sisterhood, I guess you could say. But if you want to be, you know, if you're not a woman, whatever, you could just use it as family or friends, camaraderie. You know what I mean? That's what really a lot of the movie was about, because it showed when she became the supreme witch, lost her sisters, and she didn't want to have all that power without them. So, and then that's how basically the movie ended. She had to disintegrate to be with them. So she gave away all that to be with her sisters. And then you have this little story where the girls are together, but then there's like friction in the friendship because one of them is feeling ostracized from the group, but she really doesn't know that they really want to be with her. And it's like a whole misunderstanding, and they get together at the end. So I love a movie like that where you see all the friends get back together. We all know that I cried during Good Boys when the friends came back together. This is a true
Yeah, that was
story.
great.
And I embarrassed myself at this chick's house, crying at Good Boys. But I love a story like that. I love a story where a bunch of friends, you know, they make it to the other side and they're stronger friends at the end. Friendship is very important to me, so that really warmed my heart. I give this movie a 4 out of 5.
So we're not gonna talk about, like, for all the theorists out there that's like Illuminati. Yo,
Illuminati.
Disney
Of course
just
it's
allowed-
gonna be
Look, hold on.
Illuminati stuff.
Disney literally gave a little girl, high school girl, a devil book made out of human flesh. I was like laughing the whole time, like remembering the first movie and what they described the book made out of. It's like human flesh and blah 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 blah. And I'm like, this is a really dark, evil book. And it was so funny because even the girls, they were like, well, how do you know the book is evil? I'm like, the Grimoire is literally a devil book. But I'm like, this is another thing Reddit can go crazy over.
There's conspiracy theories and Illuminati stuff in just regular Disney kid shows. So I can
Oh my
imagine
goodness.
in a movie like this where the occult is all over the place, they're going to be pointing out this and pentagrams
Seriously.
here and this there. I don't know. We'll look it up on YouTube after this and see what kind of theories people are making about this. We'll see what kind of hypnotism there people think are people that they think they're putting in the movies or anything like that. So,
Look, I told you, Disney really fucking serves the devil.
I mean, who knows? Maybe they do, but all I know is the movie was a banger. So there you go. It's a
was a great
Halloween. It's going on the Halloween list. You let us know what you thought about Hocus Pocus 2 in the comments section. Now, finally, after 1 fucking year, I have been waiting for this movie. I've had the article on my phone since it dropped last October. The Bring It On series, which I'm a big fan of, although I haven't finished all of them because once I got to the one with Christina Milian, I had to stop because that one was atrocious. Number 4 was, it was so bad.
I didn't watch them.
So I have to finish, I think, 3 more besides, I think there's 7. I think this is number 7. So I think I got to finish like 3 more. But the one with Christina Milian, I mean, that was a real roadblock. It was like, screeching halt in the series. We got to talk about Bring It On some more, like, on another date. We could talk about the series, but love the series. So I found out last year that they were making a horror movie, and I was like, no freaking way. And this year, it dropped. It dropped on Sci-Fi. You can watch it on the Sci-Fi app if you want. You could also get it on Amazon. It's on Hulu. So there's many ways to watch it if you want to watch it. I watched it last night, and I also watched it this afternoon. After a year, let me tell you right now, it did not disappoint me at all. I'm a big fan of this movie. I loved it. Wow.
Two Halloween movies going on your list every year.
Yes. First of all, let me tell you this. It lived up to the name. Cheer or Die. There was death. There was a good amount of death in the movie, like 7, 8 kills or something like that. And I say that, you may say, of course, dummy, there's going to be death in the movie. But hear me out. We all know a couple of months ago, I started watching these cheerleading thrillers from Lifetime and these women channels like Hallmark, Lifetime. They actually have like this whole genre of cheerleading thrillers like Killer Cheer Mom, Cheer Camp Killer, Cheer Squad Secrets where these, but most of them, there's not like a lot of action and killing going on. It's just like the name is trumped up. But a lot of it is like sabotage. We're like, we're gonna drop Lindsay, she's gonna sprain her ankle, or we're gonna flatten this girl's tire, or we're gonna plan. A lot of it, I think, is also like planting steroids in a girl's purse. That happened in like 3 of the movies. We're gonna plant steroids in the girl's purse, and it's gonna sabotage. And then like at the end, stuff goes down. Like somebody gets tied to a tree, they get beat up, and then they're about to die, but then they save the day. So that's why I say this one lived up to the name because you got some good kills in this one. This was a PG-13 movie, so you didn't get anything like too gory. But one of my favorite kills, first of all, was the pom-pom suffocation. Because, of course, after I've seen all these cheerleading movies, I have yet to see a girl get smothered with a freaking pom-pom. And it finally happened in this movie. Second kill of the movie. It was fucking awesome. Okay? The one where the girl got strangled with the blood pressure machine, got her fingers cut off, and then got hung after that. Mwah! Amazing. Then you got Cindy. Okay? My favorite character in the movie. We'll get to her in a second. Cindy she walked into the bathroom, got caught in a freaking bear trap, was getting drowned, and then she got beat with a toilet seat. I mean, and there's more kills too, which we'll get into. We'll get into in a second. But to give you a little bit of the synopsis, because I totally skated by that real quick. So the movie is about a cheer squad who is prohibited from doing acrobatics and somersaults in their cheer routine because of the principal. Yeah, no stunts, because 20 years prior, a girl was pushed off of the pyramid. They didn't know she was pushed, but as the viewer, she was pushed, but it was staged kind of as an accident. She broke her neck and died, this cheerleader. So 20 years later, the principal of the school's like, we're not going to have any of that. And the girls are like, nah, we're going to regionals, so we need to be flipping around. What are we going to do? We need to do this out of the watchful eye of the principal. So they decide on Halloween weekend to go to the abandoned building, which was also their old school. So their old school's abandoned building across town. They get on this bus and they go. So that is a synopsis of the movie. There will probably be a lot of spoilers. I just spoiled a few kills for you. But man, this was a good movie. It felt like a Bring It On movie. It had a bunch of good kills in it. Again, it was a PG-13, so a lot of it's kind of alluded to. You know, somebody gets hit with an axe, but you don't really see the impact of the axe. It's a devil mascot that chases the kids around, and he's shooting arrows at them. And what I thought was cool is they're like doing cartwheels to get away from the arrows, and sometimes they get stuck with it. I thought it was also a funny movie. Like, I was entertained the whole way through the movie. I thought Cindy, my favorite character. When she got beat with the toilet seat, I was so depressed. I love Cindy. She was so funny. She was like this rich girl that really didn't even like, I guess she did. I'm not saying she didn't know she was rich, but the stuff she would say was just hilarious. She was like, they were like, how are we going to get to the abandoned school? She's like, yeah, well, my dad owns a bus company and he'll basically do whatever I want because he's banging the maid and, you know, I'm the only one that knows about it, so I can snitch on him. So he'll do whatever I basically want. And then they get to the school and she's like, oh my God, it's so cold in here. Like, I remember when it was so cold in my house that we had to put a fire in the fireplace and the maid had to sleep in the main house. I was like, oh my God. It was just the shit that was coming out of her mouth and what's this other dude's name? Mateo, yeah. The black dude. He was funny as fuck too.
He was.
They were great. So Cindy and Mateo were awesome. They had a bunch of funny lines in the movie. It was a lighthearted horror movie. I don't even want to use the word slasher. I'm going to use the word thriller. Would you
I would say thriller.
Would you agree with that?
I would say thriller.
Because really, what kill did you see? The suffocation. You really didn't see a lot of impact, no?
I feel like we saw the arrows. The
arrows got stuck in them.
The arrows are like the easiest one. The arrows were like the easiest one.
They put an arrow in the kid's forehead.
Mm-hmm.
They put an arrow on the kid's forehead.
They had the kunais, which was one of my favorite things. I was like, I've never seen kunais used in a scary movie.
And you saw the devil mascot throw the knife in the girl's leg before he hit her with the blood pressure machine. I mean, Tori got fucked up. Tori was another one. She was like,
but when it came to like the final blow,
you didn't see it. You didn't see a lot. Glory. But I was gonna say, when Tori got the knife stuck in her, he threw it straight and it landed sideways on the side of her leg. It didn't make any sense to me. Like, he threw it where it was going to end up. That's how it looked to me. He threw it straight, it looked like, and it ended up going on the side of her leg, like this way. It didn't make any sense to me. But Tori was another one. She was like talking to this guy, and she had no idea that they were talking in sexual innuendo the whole time. She was like, oh my God, he loves tacos, because she's sending him taco emojis. And then he sends her back an eggplant emoji. She's like, oh my God, he loves eggplants. And she has no idea. And then when he tells, remember when, so the guy she's talking to, he finds out that she dies, and he's like, no way she's dead. There's no way. And then he's like, yeah. And you know she was a virgin, right? And he starts crying. That's what got him, that she was a virgin the whole time. The movie was funny, man. And honestly, I thought in this movie too, the cast was good. I thought the cast was good. It was cheesy, but it wasn't like unbearably like cheesy, where it was like, oh my God, like it wasn't like campy to the point where it was like whatever. It felt like the dialogue was real. It felt like it was a bunch of young people talking. I think they did a good job in the writing of the movie, and I'm sure a lot of people will disagree with that. And fuck off. I don't care what you think about that, because I think it was great. I was very entertained with the dialogue and just the pacing of the story, like how I wasn't really bored during it. There was a couple swerves. Like when we thought that one guy was going to be really involved, but then he wasn't. I don't want to give away too much of the movie, but you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah. They played a lot on the stereotypes the other movies like to pick on, and they were like, all right, let's just make we're going to have these stereotypes. We're going to make you wonder who's going to be the killer. Because that was funny. There was only one person that I knew was definitely a killer. And
you got it right?
I was like, okay. Yeah, I got it right. When I saw her.
So, because there's two killers, so you got one right.
Yeah.
You're talking about,
the second one.
Okay, I think I know what you're going to say.
And then right in the beginning, they show her. She had the whole energy about her.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, you're obviously a killer.
Yeah.
But then the whole time, I'm like, she's a killer. I was right. But what I wasn't right about, and I didn't recognize, it was two. I was like, oh.
The second killer. Let's not even allude to anything else with that.
Yeah.
But
So I was like, that was actually a good throw me off. And I was not expecting that. I was like, oh, so you actually tricked me. I'm rarely tricked.
I don't even, honestly, in those movies, I don't even pay attention. Like the second time I watched it, I started noticing stuff like, how did I not pick up on this? And how did I not pick up on that? But, I'm just not really paying attention. I'm just enjoying myself. I'm not really thinking about, I'm not fucking Nancy Drew over here. Okay. My favorite part of this movie, okay, once it got to the end where the killer's revealed, it was hot. This movie was hot to me at that point when the killers, they got him and like, listen, we're going to kill you if you all don't one by one step up and do like a little cheer routine perfectly. So they get like 3 or 4 of them to do it. And then the girl with the busted leg's going to do it. And finally, Abby, who the main character, I thought she was great. And she kind of looks like Selena Gomez in the face. I thought Abby was good. Abby's finally like, you know what? Fuck you. We're not doing this. She pulls a knife out of her freaking, out of her shirt finally and busts one of the killers right in the mouth. And they just start beating him down. And I was like, finally. And then they start playing Demi Lovato Confident, which that's my song right there. I was like, oh shit. Like, I didn't even know they could afford the rights to that. That was hot because this is basically a TV movie. So that was a big surprise. And they start just beating him up. They start doing these, but they do it like in a cheer routine. Like, one guy will pick up the girl and the girl will kick the killer in the face. And then they'll do like the guy did a toe touch. And when he did the toe touch, he kicked the killer in the face. And they're just beating him down while doing a cheer routine. And then they finally get to run away. My gripe was that, why don't you just jump the shit out of him after you had him on the ground, though? Like they took it easy on him. They gave him they gave him a few hits, but they could have really done some damage. But it's a movie. You need to, I guess, keep it going. You can't just have them just beating down on them.
Yeah, like 30 minutes left. Really?
Right.
Like,
so then they get to the point where they have to escape the school, and I thought this was, I thought it was a good part. I think it was very, very nerve wracking. But here's,
really?
Yeah, because you're wondering because the killers are alive and they're right there. They can't get out of the school because it's chained up. So here's my only beef with the movie. So Abby's afraid of heights, which is said pretty blatantly in the movie. And they all get on the roof finally, right? But then Mateo falls down off the rope that they're climbing on because one of the killers came out to do it, to fucking kill the guy. So Abby's like, oh no, you're not gonna take him. She gets in the mix. Abby jumps off the roof. Like, she doesn't climb down on the rope. She jumps off this high-ass roof onto the ground and is not hurt at all. On concrete.
What are you talking about? She faced her fucking fears.
Okay, so she faced her fears
that would obviously mean, my man, that once you face your fear of heights, when you get up to that roof, you have overcome your fear. You can jump off
and
you're
invincible now?
You are now invincible.
So now she jumps off the roof, right? Jumps off the roof, gets the guy out of there. He's whatever. I think this part is cool. This was great. So then she gets into a fight with the killer, another fight with the killer. Killer got the knife, swinging it at Abby. Abby picks up a shovel, slits the killer's throat right there. Bang! I thought that was fire. I was like, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. So then Abby gets on the roof, right? They're like, oh my God, come on the roof. Abby's like, they're all down because they climbed down on the other side now. So all they got to do is get on the bus, right? So Abby's the only one left on the roof. The other killer is climbing on the roof and I'm going to get you. Abby's like, oh my God, what am I going to do? The rope is broken. So now Abby can't go down like everybody else. I was like,
how you going to get down?
I was like, aren't you just going to jump down the way you jumped on the other fucking side? She jumped down to save the guy on the other side of the roof. So now that the rope is broken, it's the same height, isn't it? Just jump off the roof again. You already did this. It's just, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? So like, okay, we're going to do a trust fall. So all the cheerleaders get together and she's like, oh, pray for me. And, falls off the roof. They save her. They get on the bus. But I'm just like, you just jumped off the roof. Just do it again. Am I wrong? Isn't it like the same height?
I don't think it was the same height.
There's no way. What do you mean it's not the same height?
Was it the same roof? Because one
It's the same roof. It's just the
No,
other
'cause
side
they-
of the roof. They went from this side to this side. Unless I'm tripping, yo.
I feel
Tell
like
me
I need to
I'm
watch this.
tell me I'm wrong. I want to be wrong. I want to be wrong. She jumped off the fucking roof. That fall would have broke your ankles, in my opinion, the one that she took the first time. And she was fine. She was slitting
That was
people's
pretty,
necks.
You know, for somebody that's not a Nancy Drew, that was pretty a Nancy Drew.
I mean, she's like Spider-Woman at that point. So just do it again. They get on the bus. The other killer comes out with the bow and arrows, puts it through the freaking window, kills the driver. I mean, and then eventually everything finally ends well, and they end up winning regionals the next year. I'm going to give this movie a 3.5 out of 5. I thought this was awesome. It exceeded expectations because this could have went very bad. And I thought it went very well. It is on the rotation, and I am actually struggling with giving it a 3.5 because I enjoyed it more than Hocus Pocus, I think. So I don't know. I'm gonna either have to bump this up to a 4 and
You're bugging.
I might have to add this at a 0.5, or I don't know. I loved it. And I know everybody's shitting on it. I saw it got 2 stars.
Oh, wow.
You tell me what you thought about it.
Okay, so first, same like with both movies, because since you brought that up, and you was like, Hocus Pocus, it was better than Hocus Pocus. They both had a life lesson. They both had a life lesson. They were, they had life lessons. This movie happened to be about trusting your teammates, working together through the odds. You can't get out of the situation because usually in horror movies, people split up, and then boom, boom, boom. Throughout the movie, it was all about teamwork, which also
They
made
did the ones that
kills.
did split up though, they died, but they didn't know there was a killer at that point.
Yeah, exactly. So I give the movie that concept of like, hey, look, we all know there's a killer now. Like, we got to work together or we're all going to die. And I like that because no one freaked out. They just followed the captain. They're like, all right, Gabby, like, Abby, like, what are you going to do? What should we do? There was a set leader, set ideas, whatever. That was fun. That was fine. As somebody that likes to bring it on series and the Chair series.
But how many have you seen? Because you didn't see 4.
I didn't see 4. I saw all first 3.
Okay, so you saw the first 3. So you watched the one with Hayden Panettiere. That was the last one you saw.
Yeah.
Oh, you ended on a high note.
I think I didn't. I saw a little bit. I did see 4, and I don't remember it. So after 3, I don't remember any of the other ones, honestly.
Mm-hmm. I was
I
genuinely
missed,
curious.
like, 2 of them.
I was genuinely curious because I didn't know where you stopped on that. I don't know if you saw all of them or not.
No, I've seen the first 3, which are my favorite 3.
Oh, they were great.
So yeah, it was the Chair stuff was great. Every time I see a Chair movie, I'm always like, simply, oh my God, this is so much work to do these things.
You gotta watch the Cheer movies that I'll be watching. The Killer Cheer, mom. You gotta get on this.
No, I'm not interested in stuff like that. No. I might watch one with you, but I'm definitely not.
I gotta show you Cheer Camp Killer or whatever. I think that's the one. That's the one I like the most.
I think I've heard that one.
Cheer Camp Killer was good.
People like that.
That was a good one.
But I like this movie was just funny because for me the ending when they got to the reveal, it just went so far away.
The reveal was cool. You didn't like it?
The reveal was cool.
It made sense to me.
No, everything made sense. That's not the problem. The writing was the problem. It was like certain acting points was just funny to me.
Like what?
So for example, it's like when the killers, like the girls was acting, responding to the killers and everything else like that, and the killers were like interacting. The acting was just so funny to me. Like I just could not believe.
Let's cheer, bitch. That was a good line.
I
like
you know
that
what I'm saying?
Let's cheer, bitch. Boom! Kick right in the face.
Right in the face.
So I rewound that scene like twice. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
Really?
I thought that scene was so fire. Talking all this shit, bang! Knocked her teeth out. Awesome.
It was just like I like the list. I thought that was a really interesting way to take into it.
Of cheerleaders that they wanted to kill.
Yeah, that was a cool list.
And there was some Bring It On drama also. Like the girl was getting cheated on by the boyfriend. They had that little subplot going on there. Oh,
the stalker was my favorite part through the entire movie.
Yeah.
What was his name?
Evan.
No, it was Scott.
Scott.
No, not
Evan.
Because no, Evan was supposedly and that's what I thought was funny is that they were like, Evan is a stalker, but Scott was actually the stalker. Scott is the one that actually went to the girl's house with his friend.
Yeah, but he went to the house because she told him to check on her.
Did he?
Yeah.
Did I miss that part?
Yeah, he said that's what he said.
But,
he said Scott was like, she told me to check on her.
Nah, he was lying. He was lying.
Oh, was he?
Yeah, he was lying because then he went to this. He was just really just trying to find because even the friend was like, yo, bro, you said if she's not here, we're gonna go to the party. He refused. He's like, we're gonna go to the school now. Okay, we're gonna school, and just like his friend's reaction to him every time.
Scott dated her, so you know.
Bro. They were done. He was still. It was stalking.
And then she saw the tape at the end, close to the end.
Bro, it was just funny that even the friend was just like, bro, chill the hell out. Like, what are you doing? Like, why are we going to the school to find this girl? Like, and he said, you hear her? You hear her? And the guy is like, what are you talking about? I don't hear nothing. I just like how they played on that. That was funny the whole time.
You like Scott.
And then Scott was great. He was he was a stalker and they were placing him as a stalker, but because he was technically had the jock image, the football image.
Well, I wouldn't call him a stalker. I would call him I guess he is a stalker, but
bro, he was
an obsessed ex-boyfriend.
Nah, bro. Nah. The one guy, when the girl said, I'll call you and when I want to talk to you, he walked away. You didn't hear nothing about him until the kill happened. Then they were like, oh, we killed him. Scott was physically throughout the movie.
Well, I guess
going with his girl.
It's good because he probably he helped her not to get killed, so that's good. He fought the killer for a little while, so he probably stopped her from getting killed. So that's good. So there you go. What I rated it. What do you rate it?
I'm just gonna rate it a 3 because I didn't. It's like all the moments.
That's a good rating.
All the moments I didn't like was. It was perfect because I felt like it was meant to do that. Yeah. It was just moments where I was just like, this is so fucking corny. But I died laughing. The whole, hey, we're going to do the trick and we're going to throw you into the air and you're going to grab it. And how dramatic it was and everything else like that. I'm like, you're a fucking cheerleader. Like in my head, I was just constantly saying that. But it was so corny that they were trying to get these life lessons into the movie as a cheerleader and all that stuff like that. I was like, hey, it's a Bring It On series, so it stuck to that very well,
baby. So if you haven't seen it, I would love to know what you thought of. Go see it if you haven't seen it, and when you see it, let me know what you think about it. Put it in the YouTube comments or hit us up at Gritty Knows Best on Instagram. Be like, yo, Bring It On, Cheer or Die was whack or it was hot. Let me know what you thought. Let me tell you what I thought about this. This thing right here, not Cheer or Die. I'm gonna tell you about something that was hot before we wrap up. I went to Walmart the other day, and you know Ferrero Rocher's chocolates?
Yeah.
There's like the balls.
Yeah.
Well, they make chocolate bars now. And let me tell you, these chocolate bars are fucking sick. These are the best. Let me go get one right now. Hold on, let me show you. Look at it.
This motherfucker just got up for some chocolate bars.
Yeah, Ferrero Rocher. They make the chocolate bar. So they make a dark chocolate, a milk chocolate, and the white chocolate with coconut, I think. And this is dead ass best chocolate bar I ever had in my life. They had the hazelnut. They got the crunch. So, pick it up for your little Halloween bag. Eat some Ferrero Rocher. Watch Bring It On, Cheer or Die. Watch Hocus Pocus 2. Make sure that you're fucking ready because this week, it's going to be Halloween Ends, baby. Last week I said Halloween Kills in the intro like an idiot. How could I do such a thing? I meant to say Halloween Ends. Halloween Ends drops this Friday. So if you're listening to this on Spotify, it's coming out Friday. If you're watching this on YouTube, it's already Friday. So it's out, bitch. Make sure you watch it. The ending of the new trilogy, the new Halloween trilogy. Michael Myers. Me and Mo watched Halloween Kills the other day. You liked it. Pastor liked it. So you better be there. We also got the Barney documentary coming out this week that we may not be able to talk about for a while, but we will eventually talk about it. So
I'm excited for that.
get ready for that. There's 2 pieces of media coming out this week that you can enjoy. Also, Justin's video is coming out on our channel this Tuesday. It is his pumpkin spice ramen review. He ate the pumpkin spice cup of noodle soups that me and Stephanie ate on the show last week. So make sure you go to the Gritty Knows Best YouTube channel to check that out, as well as any other videos that you haven't seen yet. Make sure you go to the Gritty Knows Best Instagram to hit us up. Mo, what you got? What you got to say?
Hey, you know what? It's always great to be here with y'all. I'm excited. There's a lot of movies this season. I'm 31 days of Halloween, right?
Is there anything else? I'm trying to think. Is there any other movies?
I mean,
I think this is it.
Black Phone came out. If you haven't watched,
Oh yeah, watch Black Phone. If you haven't watched Black Phone, watch that for sure.
I believe Smile is coming.
Smile, I heard
I'm
it sucked. I haven't seen it yet. I heard it sucked, and I want to see it though.
I want to see it first.
Yeah, let us know in the comment section of the YouTube video what you're watching. If you watched anything that we talked about today, if you watched anything that we didn't talk about, what are you watching for Halloween, for the Halloween season? What's on your Halloween must-watch list? I gave mine on the Halloween in July episode. We got a couple Halloween and scary themed episodes that we've done over the years, so make sure you go back in the catalog and check them out. Listen, peace and love.
Seriously.
See you next time.